Welcome to the Depth Dive. Today, we're cutting through some of the hype, really getting into four big AI coding platforms. We're talking Emergent, Lovable, Cursor, and Replit. They all promise, to basically change how software gets built.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not just competitive. It feels a bit like the Wild West out there right now in AI development.
Yeah.
You've got staggering amounts of money involved.
Like that Cursor funding.
Exactly. Cursor just pulled in, what, $900 million?
Right.
But then you immediately contrast that with, frankly, user fear, real fear. We've seen reports, people getting hit with bills like $1,000 in just 1 week.
$1,000. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so our mission for you today is pretty clear. Navigate this chaos. We need to figure out which tools actually deliver real value and which might just be built on a model that could bankrupt you if you're not careful.
Right. Which ones are sustainable for users? So let's maybe start with the promises, the tech itself.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so you've got platforms with some serious engineering behind them. Emergent, for example. It's backed by Y Combinator, ranks #1 on OpenAI's own engineering benchmark. Big claim there.
And they call themselves agentic, right? What does that actually mean for someone using it?
Good question. So agentic basically means the AI is supposed to operate more autonomously. It plans, it executes multiple steps, ideally without you needing to hold its hand and prompt it for every little thing.
Okay, so it's meant to be more independent.
That's the idea. Emergent said users build something like 10,000 apps in just 2 weeks after their alpha launch. Then there's Lovable.
Ah, yes, the unicorn.
Right. Raised $200 million, $1.8 billion valuation. That kind of money doesn't just appear. They claim it can spin up full-stack apps authentication, databases included, in minutes.
Minutes, that's ambitious. And Replit, they fit in how?
Replit's kind of the all-in-one solution. Coding environment, hosting, deployment, all in a single browser tab. Very integrated.
Okay, so we've got impressive tech, huge funding, but here's where it gets tricky, right? The moment money changes hands.
Exactly. Despite the billion-dollar valuations, this theme of bill shock just keeps popping up. Across the board, really. But Replit, they had maybe the most, let's say, dramatic example with their effort-based pricing.
Effort-based? How does that even work?
Well, simple tasks are cheap. Makes sense. But complex stuff, that could cost multiple dollars per checkpoint.
Per checkpoint? What's a checkpoint? Is that like saving your work?
Sort of, but it's more like every time the agent takes a significant step or thinks it needs to, the kicker was apparently the agent sometimes creates these checkpoints, which cost you money just for like waiting or resetting itself because it got stuck.
Wait, hang on. So they raise all this cash, but the model charges users potentially hundreds, even $1,000 a week, partly because the AI itself gets confused and has to restart. How is that? How is that? Okay.
It really raises questions, doesn't it, about who's bearing the risk of the AI messing up. Cursor also stirred things up, big time, when they changed their pricing back in June 2025.
Right. They ditched the flat $20 monthly fee.
Yeah, scrap that. Moved to credits tied directly to the actual API costs of the large language models they use, which, fluctuate.
Ah, so they basically realized the fixed price wasn't working for them and passed the variable cost and the risk straight onto the user.
Pretty much. People reported that just one complex refactoring job could just obliterate their entire monthly budget. The founders actually had to issue an apology, offer refunds. It was messy.
Yikes. Okay, so Lovable sounds maybe a bit more predictable, $25 for 100 credits.
It sounds reasonable, yeah.
Yeah.
But the catch seems to be that complex requests, the multi-step stuff, can burn through those 100 credits really fast, maybe in just a few days.
Okay, so pricing is volatile pretty much everywhere. If you can stomach that or manage it carefully, where do these tools actually shine? What are the use cases based on what users are saying?
All right, so we looked at a ton of reviews, hundreds actually, trying to get a clear picture for you. Lovable seems best for rapid prototyping, especially if you're maybe less technical, like a founder needing a demo fast.
Makes sense. And Emergent.
Emergent seems to excel at generating polished front ends. It feels like the most autonomous agent, most agentic, like we discussed. But users say expect some babysitting. The engines can get stuck in loops on bugs sometimes.
Okay, so powerful but needs supervision. What about Cursor and Replit?
Cursor is still seen as the top-tier developer copilot. It assists you coding, but you absolutely need to know how to code already, and crucially, you have to watch those credits like a hawk, obsessively.
Gotcha. And Replit?
Replit offers that great all-in-one environment. It's convenient, but again, only if you are super vigilant about your usage, given that pricing model.
So pulling this all together, what's the big picture, the final verdict?
I think the consensus is pretty clear. These tools are genuinely incredible for getting started. Prototypes, minimum viable products, getting the basic structure down fast, amazing. But none seem truly ready for complex, large-scale production applications. Not yet.
Why not? Where do they fall down when you try to scale?
They hit some serious walls. Lovable, for instance, might generate code that's hard for your human team to customize or debug later. Developers are even calling some of this output instant legacy code.
Instant legacy code. Ouch, like a black box you can't easily maintain.
Exactly. And the other autonomous agents, like Replits, can just burn through credits trying to fix their own mistakes when things get complicated. It doesn't scale well financially or technically right now.
Okay, so it really feels like, as you said, early stage chaos, prices change constantly, the models have issues. What's the practical advice for someone listening who's tempted to try one?
Start free. Always start with the free tiers. Build something small, really small, see how it feels, see what the usage looks like even on a tiny project.
And if you do decide to pay,
Monitor your usage like your life, or at least your credit score. It depends on it. Set alerts if you can. Be prepared for surprises.
right, the tech is obviously powerful, potentially game-changing for developers.
Oh, undeniably transformative in potential.
Mhm.
But the business models around it, they feel almost destructive in some cases.
Well,
Or at least highly unstable.
So given that volatility, the tech is amazing, but the execution, the pricing, it's all over the place. Maybe the real question for you listening isn't just which one is best for your next MVP.
Mm.
It's whether you can actually trust any of them right now with your credit card for something really mission critical, something core to your business. That's probably something to mull on until our next deep dive.